Hey guys, welcome back to the Firsties podcast. So today I thought it would be fun. Last episode we did a recap of a girls trip gone bad. And this time I had another girls trip, sorta. And I thought it was a lot of fun. Definitely was a little bit more eventful as well. So I thought, why not have another story time or another kind of weekend recap? So I have my lovely cousin here, Mare. Hey, Mare.
Hi, guys.
So we're going to go through our kind of New York trip. So many things have happened. And we're going to share some, not all, for many reasons.
Yeah.
For many obvious reasons. Yeah. So before we get started, please make sure to like this video, leave a comment, leave a review if you're listening to the audio version on anywhere that you listen to podcasts. That really helps me out a lot. And then lastly, I always forget to say this, comment anyone that you think should come on the podcast, and I'll definitely DM them or try to connect with them. Or if you could try to connect us, that would also be amazing. If there's any local artists or musicians or anyone that you think should come on the show. As we talked about Firsties, we're really embracing people who were the first to do it, first gens that come from immigrant parents.
Different backgrounds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, we welcome them all. So I would love for those type of people to come on. So enough of that. So be sure to comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz. That helps me out a lot. So, the way this all happened, is, I'm just living my best life. Right. And my cousin Mare was like, hey, my birthday's coming up, her 22nd.
And don't say the 22nd. Just my birthday is coming up.
Oh my God. Okay. And she was like, I was like, what are you doing? Like, love to take you out to dinner or something. And of course she already had this plan, I feel like, because you're like, no, but yeah, let's just get on the conversation later. Like, girl, you already knew what you were doing.
But it was
like we discussed in another podcast. This girl can convince me to do anything. Like, or honestly, anyone she can convince. And like Mila, she almost convinced me to get these Prada sunglasses, this Louis bag. I'm like, babes, I have to pay my rent. Like, this can't happen. You know what I mean? But they
were cute. I mean, it would be for good though. Do you
for
mean?
Sure. Look at her.
Always good.
Look at her. She's
like, I still got to convince.
She's like, yeah, it's an investment. Anyways, so yeah, you called me, and then what happened?
We just spoke about it, and we were like, just like naming different places. Did you say like Florida?
Yeah, I was like, do you want to do tropical? Like, what are your vibes? What do you want to do? Yeah. And truly, and I totally get this. And comment below if anyone else feels this way. Where I don't know why, but your birthday, you do feel pressure if you don't have
100%.
Something extravagant going on. And I think what it is you're coming out of college, and in college, it's kind of just like down the street. Yeah. Everyone throws in money for like a handle, and then everyone has some fun.
Oh my gosh, so easy.
Like, so easy. And you could invite, bring your friend, whoever. But now it's like you have to make the reservation. If you invite this person, you have to get invited. Mm-hmm. Like, it's so stressful.
So I feel like it was just like a perfect, just like a perfect like getaway trip. You mean, even though like we're like,
and that's exactly what you told me. You were like, how about? I know you already thought about this, but she was like, how about New York? Like, it just came off the top of her head. This girl's been planning this. Like, and she wanted to be down because it's her birthday. So, like, why not? She's like, how about New York? I'm like, okay.
But I feel like that would be obvious, too. Do you mean? Like, out of all the places, I'm like, Cali, no. Like, Florida.
And New York is, like, just so easy.
It's just easy, yeah. I was like, no flights, nothing. Like, it has no, like, actual commitment to it. It's like, you just take a bus, come back.
Yeah. And so I think this was, like, a Wednesday night conversation.
Yeah. And it was on Friday.
That night, I'm like,
gosh, that was like, really quick.
Like, I look like a glazed donut. Contacts are out, glasses are in, retainers in.
Still in Georgia, right?
Like, huh?
You were still in Georgia.
Yeah, I was still in Georgia. Yeah, somewhere in Georgia. And she was like, let's take a bus. I don't really do public transportation for many reasons, and we'll get into why. There's an example why. Yeah. But she was like, yeah, we've done it before. I'm like, okay, cool. It was like $60 or something there and back. So I'm like, dope. Okay, we picked the time, and I'm like, okay, I guess we're gonna do this. And I literally flew back to DC at like 9 a.m. Friday. Got home, showered, unpacked, packed, and then we were
out by like 2.
Yeah, 2:30 or something like that.
It was on our train.
So, my lovely mom, I love you.
Bless her soul, yeah.
She was like, yeah, I'll drive you guys. We're like, okay, cool.
Mind you, we've been ready since like, I was like at the nail salon at like 11, like was up since 9. You had a flight at 9. Like, we've been.
That you got your nails.
Yeah, we've been out and about. Do you mean like, we've been up.
Doing it. Exactly.
Yeah, but the irony is just
So, like we discussed, and comment down below if you also feel this, but like we discussed, when you have immigrant parents, one thing about them is they have to be very, very punctual. They need to be there 10 hours early. And our departure time is 2:30. And on the ticket, it says, like, do not arrive no later than 15 minutes before departure. Because they'll leave you. And so,
but granted, like, we weren't taking a flight. So in my head, I'm like, oh, you know, like, there's no TSA. True. But
traffic.
True. But we knew that. But it's just like, in my head, my last experience taking a bus was, it literally picked me up from the corner of the street.
Right.
So that's what we were thinking.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too. When we arrived, I was like, oh, my God, we still have to
we'll get there, too,
Yeah. So then my mom picks us up, and then, so I go down and meet them, and then Mary was like, oh, can we grab Starbucks real quick? We're like, yeah, sure, why not? Now, quick to Starbucks, like, honestly, to be fair, this is Starbucks I go to every other day, every day. They're pretty quick, but I usually do mobile order in the morning.
You should have done that like on the way there.
I know. But I think because in the afternoon they let people go because it's not as busy, which makes sense. So this girl was taking her sweet time to the point where we considered, like, we should just leave the drinks that we just ordered and just go. Like, honestly, like, we had our food, and my mom called and was like, hey, like, it's getting closer. Like, you know, there's a little bit of traffic. Can you guys hurry up? And we grab our drinks, and by the time do you want to tell them what my mom did when we got in the car?
What did she do?
As in, like, she tore us.
Oh yeah, that was obvious. Yeah,
like, and comment down below with anyone who has, like, immigrant parents, like, when your parents are a level of annoyed or mad, like, there's no point in I mean, you really shouldn't. First of all, I'm terrified of my mom, so I would never. But me and Mare were just
quiet.
Just quiet. She was going ham. Well, she wasn't going ham, but she just was saying, like there's
what are y'all
no
doing?
way there's no way we'll make this work. We have to.
And it was all for Starbucks. Like, there's no way you're missing this.
She had the GPS the entire time, and it said, like, we'll get there at 2:22, then 2:24, and it said we had to be there by 2:15. And by the way, that's us getting there. We still have to grab our bags, run,
find the
So then we get there, and I felt so bad, and my mom did feel bad as well later. But my mom did feel so bad I felt bad for my mom because, like, having your mom or just, like, your older parent stress drive, like, you know, that's when people get into accidents. God forbid anything would have happened. So I'm just in this, like, she's trying to get us there as quickly as possible. So shout out to my mom. We love you. Yeah. So we get out of the car. I leave Mare. At this point, I'm like, hey, one of us get there and I'll hold it for you. Like, at this point.
Okay, but also, like, this girl was doing, like, acrobatic, like, flips to get there. Like, I just wasn't, like, at that level where I could be doing that. Like, holding onto her luggage while running up the escalator. Like, what?
Because I was not playing any games,
and I wasn't either. But, like, my body can't do that. Do you mean, like,
for sure? Yeah,
I was like tugging my luggage. Then also like,
you didn't hold your things in the
properly.
Best way.
I have to get out the car.
I put, like, my phone, you know, in my zip pocket.
Yeah,
like, zipped up so
dude, I had my charger on my neck, and I was like kept looking out to make sure, like, my box wasn't falling.
Your food, your chart. It was just a lot. It was just a lot.
Yeah. Oh my God, my drink. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we run, and of course we're asking everyone, like, hey, you have to take 2 levels up. Like, it's not just there. You have to get to a certain, you know, it's like getting to your terminal. Like, you don't just get to the airport.
It was an airport with literally TSA and stuff.
And this girl, I'm trying to run in. We're in Union Station, for anyone knows in the DC area. We're in Union Station. We're running, and she's like, I'm frantic trying to get there. She's like, oh my God, this is where I met Michael B. Jordan. I'm like, this is not story time.
She's like, do you recognize this?
This is not show and tell.
She's like, do you recognize this place? Like, where we can go? And I'm like, no.
Yeah, because I was telling her she's done this before. So I was asking her as we go, I was like, hey, does anything look familiar? Like, so we don't make, because one wrong turn or one wrong level elevator, we're effed, right? And she's like, actually, it does look familiar. And I was like, oh, really? Where? She goes, I met Michael B. Jordan here once. I said, that is not relevant information.
Running, and I just looked back and I'm just like, actually, that was where I met him, like, right there. That was
like hilarious. Social awareness, babes. Like, what is happening? Yeah.
But, like, it was a lot to digest, and it just hit me because I was like, sorry, that was on me though.
That's another cool story time to tell. But anyway, so that's another time. She randomly met Michael B. Jordan. It was
not
insane.
randomly, but you know what I mean.
But actually, it wasn't random. It was very
not too much. Yeah.
So then we speak to this one guy, and again, another, like, person who's helping us, who works there. We were asking for directions,
Habesha,
and basically, Mare, like, when you're stressed or when you're, like, or maybe it's just you all the time. You have this very like
blank
face, and you're just shoving your face in people's. You're shoving your phone in people's faces with the ticket being like, "Where's the bus?" Like 2601. Like, babes, hey, how are you? Do you mind helping us out?
It was really quick, yeah.
And this one guy was like, Habesha, and like, we don't want to be rude. We love our peoples, but we don't have time for that.
Yeah, I was like yeah, but like, where how do I get here?
Yeah, clearly our names are on the ticket. You could see Tamrat Fasaha, of course, for Habesha, but like, we gotta go. So then we finally find the bus, and quite literally there's the driver, he was holding like the scanner or whatever, and we just wanted to confirm that we had to get on the right bus, right? Because it said New Jersey, New York, so we just want to make sure, but it said the 2:30, so I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's this one. And then,
but he was like closing up, like, do you mean?
He
like,
was, yeah. He had to open up the thing to put us in, to put our bags underneath it. When we walk on the bus, I'm not even joking. Mayor, sit down first. As I'm sitting down, like putting my bag underneath the seat in front of me, we take off. Like he
starts backing up, yeah.
And it was 2:31, 2:30. Like,
no, like I know it was like 2:29.
Yeah,
we got on.
Yeah,
but he would have left earlier if he hadn't waiting for us.
Exactly. Yeah. So per the ticket, we thought we missed the bus.
He would have been gone.
Literally, we were the last ones on, and so then I call my mom and I tell her, and she's like, oh, like thank God, whatever. I was like, thanks, Mom. Sorry we stressed you out by driving us there, or whatever.
Yeah.
But honestly, this is a lesson that like I know, like I was texting my Mariam when we were in the car with my mom, because I don't want to say it out loud because my mom would have ate my ass up. That I was like, we're gonna get on this bus. Like, put that manifestation
I knew that
out there.
too.
Like, I envisioned us on the bus. I was like, it's gonna happen. Obviously, if it's 3:00 and we're supposed to leave at 2:30, like, be realistic. Yeah. But it was so close. I'm like, no, we're gonna make it.
And I told you, like, you could just have that feeling of like, do you mean?
Yeah, I was like, we booked this. We're meant to be in New York this weekend. Like, it's
and
happening.
If it wasn't, it wasn't. But I just knew. Like,
yeah. What's for you is for you. Yeah. Like, oh my God. So we are on the bus, and I loved it. It was my first time on this type of bus. I freaking loved it because the Wi-Fi, like, it was key.
That was a good aspect. But are we not going to address the elephant in the room, like the farts?
I forgot.
Like, she was just like doing fine. Like half the ride, I just had my sleeve up, just like
yeah. I was like, wait, what's going on? And I look over, and I don't know why, because I'm sitting right next to you. I'm sitting right next to you, so I should have smelled it too. But then until I saw you do that, then I got the whiff. Yeah. And I was like, no, I might, if I can. I don't know if I can, because I'm still figuring out this podcast, guys. Because Firsties over here being the first to do it. I'm gonna insert the clip of the TikTok. I don't know if I saw. I posted like the stages of it. Of that, yeah. But that was also on the way back.
It was both times. Yeah. That
like,
was so horrific.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bathroom on the bus and stuff. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. But also, I do have to say, it did smell, but this girl right here is so sensitive to smell.
True, but like
so sensitive to smell.
But also, like, in a confined space, like, that was
like,
just
keep
so
it together.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah. Like, please, like, use the bathroom. Like, people know you don't do a number 2 on a flight or on a bus. Like,
no, but what was alarming me was no one was going into the restroom. So it was like you were doing it in your seat. Do you mean? Like, no one got up. So it's like,
I didn't put that together.
Yeah, that's all. I was kind of like, who's ripping right now? Like, I was like looking around, like, who isn't disgusted by the smell? Because I would put my finger on it. Because some people are just like chilling. I'm like,
including myself.
Yeah,
on my phone, just scrolling.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I was looking at you like
sideways, like, girl, do you not see this?
Yeah.
So we get there.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
And then we Uber to the hotel.
We get off, we get there.
And Mare's the one that found this hotel. Great pick.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Great pick, like, great pricing. It was definitely tiny. It was giving New York hotel. Yeah. All New York hotels are
but like
tiny.
Location wise,
like safety, clean. Like, it was chef's kiss. It really was amazing.
I think location was the one thing that, like I said, would matter most too. Do you mean?
Right. Yeah.
Because that deters like where you go.
We were in Manhattan, right next to Madison Square Garden.
We walked to Times Square. Like, it was so
nice. Yeah, it was so nice. So we get there, and we had reservations. So we quickly we quickly got ready, and we went to her favorite spot. What's it called?
Fumo.
And there's this penne vodka. Yeah. Like, I could go for it right now.
I promise you, if there was any we could Uber Eats it, I would do it.
Great. There's none here. No, it's like
I
3
tried
in the area.
It's like really just like New York.
Yeah, you're right.
It's Italian restaurant.
Yeah, bomb. I've never had penne. I really have not. Like, I was afraid because you don't when people hype something, you're like, how good can it be? Maybe you were hungry that day or lit, but no, it was what you said it was and more.
I'm telling you, even for myself, I was like, maybe I just don't remember it right. Like, even like you said, like, I could have just like been super hungry, but no, like, oh my god,
it was everything. And the mule was muling. Like, it was just a great night. It was just a great night.
It was a great dinner, yeah.
And then, so
Did
we had
go back to
dinner.
the hotel after that? Or no, we went straight out.
No, we went straight out. But where do we go?
Oh, the Blond. We went to the Blond.
Okay, we went to the Blond.
We'll talk about like the security and everything too.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't know what my memory is like.
So we were in like upper. Let me do my New York lingo.
Yeah.
We were like, so we were like upper west side of New York, and then that's like so irrelevant to the story, but I just want to add that I know it. Do you mean?
Okay.
Like we were in upper west side by west. Yeah,
She
no,
swears
but
she's a gossip girl.
Yes,
like,
I
girl.
know. Like,
is it giving Blair or Serena? Go ahead.
definitely Blair
Or
definitely
Jenny.
Blair. Don't do me. Definitely Blair. But we were like, yeah, kind of like upper part of New York, and then we decided to go to the Blonde, which is I think like 20 minutes down. And it's like this more like bougie, like kind of grown crowd, like really classy, sleek.
And that was the vibe that she wanted for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm trying to be on my classic grown-ish.
Exactly,
And I'm like,
yeah.
okay, let's do it. Like, I'm down.
So like, yeah, we were already dressed. So we just head down there, and then we step outside, and then like, I don't know what just instilled us to just like wait around outside. But also we didn't know the vibes. Like we didn't know if you could just walk in or like,
Right.
But then they have like this like security guard or a couple security guards like standing outside. And her and I just like kind of like looking at each other, and like she's like, I feel like you kind of were following my lead this weekend of like, what do I do?
Right.
Like what's so like she's looking at me and I'm looking at her like, I don't know. So we're just outside, and like I think we were like did we act like we were waiting for somebody?
Probably.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. It looked like we were like on the phone. I don't know what I was doing. But then the security was like, what are y'all doing?
Oh,
like,
now I remember what the cute
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Okay.
So you were like, the security was like, you know, y'all can just go on your own, right? Like he was just like, you don't have to fake. Like do you mean you need to call someone?
Right.
And I'm like, yeah. Like they're upstairs.
I mean, yeah, but at one point, once we finally got in, it was definitely giving like, I mean, I honestly, I think LA works a little bit differently than New York. But it was definitely giving like, I mean, people know like you look nice, you're attractive, like go ahead. And honestly, it helped that it's just the two of us. Like if it's like 17 of us, like come on.
100%.
But I don't know, maybe they'll still let us in.
But it's just good when it's less people.
Yeah. So we get in, and then
it was cute. I think we like go immediately to the bathroom.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, we get to the bathroom, and the whole cliche like drunk girls get together and they're like, we're besties. Like this girl came up to us and was just like her job was to take
Multiple
this photo
girls.
of us. Yeah, for sure. But her job was to take this photo of us. We didn't ask. We were taking selfies of our own, which I have on my Instagram if you want to go check that out. Follow me at Mila Fasaha. But she was taking a million photos, and I don't know why, but she was taking it from like the most like.
She was laying on the floor. You know those angles like from the bottom?
She was crouching down on the floor. And I'm like, it's giving double chin. But you don't want to be rude. You know what I mean? And I didn't even ask for this.
So we're just posing. And we're just like.
But yeah, we're just like, okay, like, whatever. And then they're so sweet. And then they're giving us like feedback on like where we should go next and whatever. And then we go back out. And then I bump into a lawyer.
Yeah.
And the reason why this is so funny is because right now I'm binging Suits. So I just want to like live that life for a second. Like I was looking for a heartbeat. You know what I mean? So he bumped into him, or he tapped me on the shoulder, and he's like, hey, what's your name? And then I'm talking with him, whatever. He's like, oh, let me get your drink, whatever. He's like, you want to do shots? And I was like, I'm over my shots like time in my life. But I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take a drink. And then Mayor's just hanging out with his other friend, but not really, just like talking to him, but like not like very, very platonic.
Like you know when your friend is talking, just like kind of waiting until she's done.
And then Mayor was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. So she goes, and then I was talking to him, whatever, and he goes like, what are you or whatever? And I'm sure a lot of
he asked.
A lot of first gens can relate to. Yeah. He was like, oh, what are you? And I was like, oh, I'm Ethiopian. And he goes, oh, okay. What did he say? Oh, he was like, I've never been to Ethiopia. And I was like,
oh my gosh.
I was like, because I feel like sometimes when people meet someone they don't know much about or where they're from, they expect that person to be the spokesperson of every single
country. Yes.
Literally. So he's like, so tell me more. And I'm like, well, food, faith, like, you know, family, that's kind of, you know what I mean? Like whatever. And then I didn't tell you this. He goes, yeah, like, but I know you guys are runners, right?
Oh yeah, you did.
And I was like, which we are, but like it was just giving
pull
like
out any fun fact.
Yeah.
It's like,
and then
Mom, white heart.
Sorry guys, my mom was calling me. And then he goes, yeah, you guys are runners, right? And he's like, but not like the Somalis or the Somalians. And I was like, did not know what to say. So I just like, and then I went, I'm gonna go check on my cousin real quick. She's in the bathroom. And he goes, come back.
Yeah, like this is just
Like anyone out there when like a guy buys you a drink or anything like that. And then,
that's what I'm saying.
And then you want to depart from the conversation. And he's like, he literally was like, come back. Like that's how he said it, like very aggressive. And I was like, okay.
And now it's like a cute, like, okay, like I'm for sure not coming back now.
Right, exactly. Like, so then I go in the bathroom and then I have the drink. So me and Mara are chugging this very strong Red Bull and vodka in the bathroom. And then we go back out there and then we're dancing and stuff, but I'm fully like avoiding this guy, which is horrible. But then we're dancing, whatever. Then we decide to leave and then where do we go? Is that when we went to Little Sisters? That night?
Yeah. Little Sisters was the first night, yeah.
Okay, so then we get to Little Sisters. And so this place is, now that we know,
we didn't.
It's basically strictly by promoters. Like if you know a promoter that's there that night or something like that, then you get in. Because when we got there,
you have to know someone. Yeah.
When we got there, the
people were just like standing around,
but it wasn't a line.
Yeah.
It was like a crowd.
Yeah. It was a crowd, and like there was just like kind of like a barricade to the front door, and like
it was just so strange. It was like they were waiting for free T-shirts or something.
Yeah, there was
like,
no
I don't
structure,
know. It was no line. So we're just waiting around, and then this guy comes up to us.
Yeah, like the first like 2 minutes.
Literally, and he's like, hey, where y'all from? Whatever. And then he goes like, oh, y'all want to get in? Or y'all want to go in? We're like, yeah, sure. Like, whatever. Yeah. We're here for the weekend. And then he's like, all right, y'all can roll with me, right? So then he inches closer to the door, and then he's like just waiting. And then,
I wish I could like take back my time.
Like, and then we wait a couple minutes, and like his friend's like, man, they on some BS or something.
Yeah,
and
no,
then,
I think we asked him too. I was like, oh, like, how are you planning? Because I think after like 5 minutes, I was like, what do you do? Do you mean like, how are you getting in? And he was like, oh, like the guy he was with, he was like, oh, my friend's the DJ for there. So I'm like, so if your friend's the DJ who they should have booked, he can't get in.
Right.
Like, do you mean
like
I'm like,
concerning.
now, yeah.
Like I'm concerned. Like who? Like the blind's leading the blind.
Yeah.
So basically this guy was like trying to flex and say like, yeah, he could get us in. And then he couldn't get in either.
Yeah.
So he just backs up, doesn't say a word to us or anything like that. And we're just like, all right. And then where do we go after that?
And then
that was really funny. I was like, I'm dying laughing.
And that was on me too. I was so like hell bent on like, just like, okay, let's see now. But I'm like,
yeah, I'm telling you, I was ready to go. I'm like, this is dumb.
Because now I'm like, it's a secret inside. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. Like, what? And then where did we go after that?
After that was
my memory's like, what's going on?
Oh, that's when we had DM'd, or I had DM'd him prior, but the promoter.
Okay.
That's where to Lavo.
Oh yeah. So do you want to tell this part? So before we even, when did you follow him on IG? Like on the bus?
On the bus ride there, I need to find some moves because I'm like, okay, neither are from New York. So like, we need like either a promoter to let us in or just like, do you mean someone who can help out? So like, literally just found like this random page, didn't look through it, nothing. And I was like, just text them like, hey, like me and my girl are coming down. Like, what's happening tonight? Just a random account. And then he's like, yeah, this is happening, So then fast forward to later in the night. We're like, now we're at Little Sisters. And then Mila was like, okay, like let's just ask the promoter like what's going on. So he had told us prior to come to the place called like Lavo. Yeah. So now we're like, okay, we might as well go ahead. It was like reaching 2 a.m. We're like, okay, like let's just do something. Do you mean? So we're like, okay.
I didn't know really that New York is like
stays up
Miami.
all night. Yeah.
Like
no,
going
worse.
out, like thinking about getting dolled up and going out is like 2 a.m. start.
Yeah, our girl, even in Richmond, like we don't go out till like 1. Like 12, or our pregame.
I'm not made for that. I'm not built like that.
In college, you were, babes. You were.
Don't put myself out there. That's neither here nor there. God.
But yeah, like we didn't start getting out until like that point. But yeah, so we're like, okay, like let's at least do something. So we DM him, and he told us about the place called Lavo. And then we're like, okay, let's get the Uber. So we're on our way there, and then we get there, and like mind you, we never met this man before. So like, even like trying to find them, we're just kind of like. It's really like the blind going into like the blind.
I literally told her later, and she's like, "Oh my god, it was." I was like, "It's like a blind date."
Yeah, because like, you don't know who you're like meeting.
I didn't even see this man yet. Yeah, like, on Instagram or nothing. I was just like, "Okay," like I'm literally following her lead.
Yeah, we're just like we just didn't get in somewhere at this point. So and it's especially with New York, like if you don't know any like people, it's really hard to get in.
That's what I'm finding.
Access. Yeah. But so yeah, we get to the place, we see him, and he's like really nice. lets us in, and like the place of this vibe, I think it was cute, but I think they was having like Latin night or something like that.
It was nice and bougie a little bit, and yeah, it was fun.
It was cute, but I think we were also wanting like the more like Afro beats. Like, do you mean like something like chill, like something more vibe? So we're like, okay, like this is cool. So we're like telling him, we're like, or no, he told us, he was like, if you guys want to check out this other place, like it's I don't know what the event was called, but I think it's like Afro Nation or something like that. He's like, something else is happening at a different club, and he's like, my man's is there, like if you guys want to go. So we're like, cool, yeah. So I
can't believe we went to like 7. Like, what are we? Diddy?
That's you think we were the one doing like the promos there? Yeah,
vibes. Yeah,
we was literally.
I think about
like
it,
you said, it was like another club, but
literally.
But it was just for the weekend, guys. But we end up going to the next place, like he said, and then we get there. What happened from there? It was cute. We met those 2 girls.
Oh my god, yeah. So we get there, and you know, like especially like Habesha girls. When you see another Habesha girl, it's like, sister, come here. Yeah, give me a hug. How are you, my love? Bien Neymar. You know. So yeah, they were cute. Quick, and something happens where like, you know, it's just me and Maris, and we see other women. We're like, oh, let's hang out with them because it's a bunch of guys. So it's just like it's a nice like
getaway.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a funny thing too, but she was like, one of the Habesha girls that we met, she was like in this section with us, and she's like, mind you, we just got there at this point, and she's already been there, and she's like yelling sort of like about the promoters, I guess, and she was like, they got us this like cheap tequila, Bob, like she's yelling.
I didn't hear
and
that.
She's like pointing and stuff, and I was like, girl, quiet down. Like, I just got here. Like, do you mean like I'm trying to
we barely got in the club? Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And she was like, they got us this cheap. He's like, where's the real shots, blah blah? And they bring it, and she's like, yeah, it's them, blah blah. And I'm just like, girl,
I would never do that.
Yeah, and I just
can't be choosers. Like,
that's why I was like, girl, quiet down. Like, we can't be doing all that right now. But she was like, yeah, blah blah. And then like I
so much.
Yeah, she like they brought out like the real drinks, and she's like, finally, like you guys aren't cheap.
Oh
blah,
my
blah.
god.
And I was just like in the corner, just like,
okay, can I put this out there? Because that's not the first time I've seen this.
What?
As we're embracing like the Firsties energy of like, first of all, if you've been somewhere before, like act like, if you've never been somewhere before, act like you've been there. Like act like you have some sense. But 100%. Also, I just want to put that out there. Like, if anyone at all is allowing you in somewhere or giving you some service or whatever, please have the utmost respect and like be grateful for that. Like the whole night we're just like, thank you. We didn't expect anything. Like, you know what I mean?
Like,
if anything, like, he was more like willing to continue because we were just so like, thank you so much. Like, we'll see you next time. Like, you know what I mean? And also just being pleasant to be around. I think is also nice. Like, not trying to toot our own horn, but just like
we weren't doing too much.
Being nice to be around. But hey, try to do that, and like people want to be around you. Yeah.
But that was just funny because I was like, girl, please quiet down.
And then there's moments where because like sometimes Mara would be like near the table and like talking with the promoter, talking with like the girls or whatever, and like I'd be in my own little world, and I'm honestly like, I tell my friends, I'm the friend that strays. Like, I want to go meet
like
other
the most
people.
like low maintenance in the best way. Like, you want to do your own thing.
Thank you so much. That's thank you so much.
I promise. I'm like, you don't gotta
unless you want me there. And you need help with whatever.
But like some of my friends I know like will like get lost or like, how could you leave? I'm like, girl, like, do you mean like we're 20 something? Like, we can and I can go off to the bathroom without like, do you mean?
As long as you're safe and like we're from eyeshot of each other. But apparently I was there, but at one point like she's trying to look for him, and then everyone's like, girl, your girl's over there, and I'm on the dance floor just like,
yeah, she was vibing, and I was like
it's really giving. And the girl said like, you give the Habesha, or not the Habesha girl, the other girl with like the Asian girl, the poofier hair, gorgeous. She was like, you give main character energy.
I'm so
and I was like, oh my god, thank you. Because she's like, you just be because at one point it was like they're grabbing on like, hey, you doing okay? Like we just met each other. But I love that, like girls, and that's something that happens 100%. With women. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm just like dancing on my, not dancing with anyone, no guy, nothing like that. Just on my own, just enjoying myself. And it was just a lot of fun. Yeah, it was just a lot of fun.
That was funny.
That was really, really funny. Yeah. So that happened, and what was that? By 2 a.m., 3 a.m. at this point.
Yeah, I was like reaching 3 something.
And then did we go home at that point?
Yeah, we're like, let's just call it
a night.
Okay. We were gonna do a whole day in
because we have a whole day. Too, yeah. We had a whole day. So so we go home, we sleep, and one thing I appreciate about you, like, you're not a like, we got to get up and whatever. Yeah. Like, we slept in, you know what I mean? Like,
you're like, one thing I love about you is like, you're a lazy bitch. Like, you don't got to do too much. Like,
basically. Or like, you're just not like, okay, we got to do
like
this. Unless it's something we need to do.
Yeah.
And so that's why, like,
but I'm definitely not tiring myself out for no reason.
I'm on the weekend and I'm like, I'm not at work. Like, I'm trying to enjoy myself too. And then, so we get cute and then we go to Soho. which I love. That's definitely where I need to be. I was
waking up in the morning.
This is where my people are.
Getting our start. It was perfect.
Yeah. And then that was
Saturday morning.
Sunday was the brunch. What did we do Saturday morning? We just waited until lunch or something like that. Like we just skipped breakfast, I think.
Yeah. We just got ready in the morning.
Right?
Until noon and then head
And then we went to Soho, and really we were on some like no plans, like let's just walk and see what happens. Like what life brings us, right? It was pretty warm.
Very warm.
From walking, a lot of walking. So we did some like window shopping and like explored and did some shopping and stuff like that. That was fun.
I think like 30 minutes in, we were like,
literally. And then we went to Ruby's.
We went to Ruby's, yeah.
Yeah. So she went to go to Ruby's, this place that she went. It was bomb. And that was
area though. Can we preface like I was talking to my friend about it last night too, because she goes there a lot. But like that street and just like that area in general is like, you gotta be like on 10 24/7. Like the amount of people who are like there,
dude, styling, profiling,
like dress.
It's how like I feel like you and I do dress very New York or very LA sometimes, which we stick out so much here.
I've said that
there
all the time.
It was like
everyone they eat you up.
Remember that one guy? I had the biggest crush on this one dude, striped.
Wait. Oh, in front of the store?
Yeah. And the shoes that he had on, it literally looked like Jesus shoes, but he rocked it. Like,
I'm telling you,
that's what I think a lot of women find attractive on men's styles.
Yeah.
That it's not the actual item. It's just like, can you rock? Like,
100%.
Confidence. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, and then that sweater thing that he had on the other guy. Remember when he walked around? That brown sweater with the waves. He had waves in his hair, remember? And like the white beater. Like,
I'm telling you, everyone's style is just so nice.
Yeah, it's
and
nice.
Like, being that area, you just can't be like.
Even though, like, even sometimes where you go, it's not like they have waiting staff. They just wear their own clothes that just looks dope. Like, remember the second time we went, that the tall black girl with the beautiful skin and the braids?
Yeah.
Like,
they definitely are like,
cute. Yeah.
They can they're very expressive with their styles. Like, they can wear whatever. Which, I'm surprised you noticed that. I didn't realize.
So then
get to Ruby's, get our food, amazing food.
Yeah,
like,
and we just like sightsee and hang out and take photos and stuff like that and all that stuff. And then what did we do for dinner that night? We went home.
No, but then we went to the bar too, remember, after that? And it's like
the
when we were
Rooftop bar?
No.
Mr. Purple?
Oh, we went to a lot of places.
Yeah,
no, the bar before that when we like got rest.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. And Small World, we went to this one place and we got mules. And then when I was walking out, I could have sworn I saw Mutual, like a high school friend.
So random.
Keep in mind, I graduated from college or high school in 2014, right? This is like 10 years ago. So I was like, and I saw an old friend and we hung out for a little bit and we talked and caught up. And she mentioned, so nice. And I mentioned him when you walked in. I was like, he looks familiar, but I was like,
what are the odds?
Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to, like make anyone feel uncomfortable or anything like that. So like, I'm not going to say anything. And then he noticed me and I was like, no effing way. So we talked for a little bit. That was fun.
That was so random. And they were also visiting too. Like they don't live there. So that's just so random.
Small world. So then we get, to
another place.
Yeah. And then we do Mr. Purple.
Yeah, we do Mr.
And
Purple
at this
rooftop.
point, Mr. Purple, it's a rooftop, beautiful, bougie, but it's definitely a thing at night. Like we
I didn't even know that.
And it was bomb. But yeah, we got a drink there, and then we went back. We rested a little bit, and then got all cute for the night.
Oh, we did go back. Yeah.
And then where do we go for dinner that night?
Dudley's.
Yeah, that's what the steak was, right? And the fries. Yeah. That was bomb. We get
So
there.
Good. Dang, like our day was like damn packed. Like,
thanks to you,
jam-packed.
bitch. Yeah.
That was like thinking, I'm like, did we ever lay down?
Exhausted.
Did we lay down?
Like it really was giving 22 and like 30, even though I'm 27. Like it was giving 40. Yeah, I was like, girl, can we rest our feet? Like, yeah.
So you got back to the hotel.
Really like another club.
This girl puts on her pajamas, like in between. I've never seen someone put on their pajamas. Yeah. Just take it off and put their going out clothes.
Comfort.
Like I was so weak.
So then we we get ready. Yeah. So we get dinner and then we go out and we're supposed to meet up with the promoter again at like midnight, and right now it's like 10, 11 and we don't want to get there early. So then don't we go Mr. Purple? I think that night, right? I'm gonna say that we just went to Mr. Purple.
Yeah.
So
we went to Kind Regards in that other place, but like it was just it was too packed. Not relevant. Yeah.
So we went to Mr. Purple, and then this was funny. We were waiting in line to get. There's like lines for everything, right? So we wait in line, and then Mare recognizes a bouncer from the last time she was here. So she was like all confident, just like,
I was like, come with me.
Like she's like, come with me. I did not go with her.
Yeah.
Because we were waiting in line. And I was literally at the front. And then by the time she's talking to the bouncer, she's about to get in, and I didn't hear this conversation. But at this time, the girl who's manning the door, she looks at me and she's like, honey, you are so cute. What's your name? And she's like, how many? And I said, just one.
She's
totally left Mare out.
Yeah.
Cause I was thinking, of course I'm gonna wait for you, like whatever. And then she was like, after you, honey. And then I get in, and then I'm inside, like fully in the club, and Mare's
I didn't even
like,
see her walk in.
Yeah,
I just see her in the
I'm
window.
looking at the glass, just like holding the glass, like what? And then I meet her mutual friend, her friend. He was really, really nice.
Yeah.
And then we're waiting, like you have to wait in line to get on the elevator once you're in. And then these two guys approach us. And I'm telling you, just like this guy's, I wish I got his
wish you did something,
Instagram or something. But anyway, so he was just so confident and just came up to us and like wasn't being weird.
And like that would actually be your type to T. Like you like bigger. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And so he goes, I'm so sorry. I'm paraphrasing, but he goes like, I'm so sorry, but y'all are beautiful. Y'all have a good night, but y'all are beautiful. I kind of left it at that.
Yeah.
Like leave me wanting more. Like let me miss you. Like that's what these
Don't
guys
overdo it. Don't
yeah.
overdo it.
So we were just like, oh, thank you, whatever. And then I said, oh, it's her birthday, which she hated every time I mentioned that.
I know we'll like be mid conversation. They're like, how are you? How are you?
Like, it's her birthday.
Thank you.
And so then we get up to the rooftop and the vibes are nice.
I definitely loved that night way better.
People there, music was good. We
we
hung out for a little bit, and then we decided to go to Harbor. And Harbor's we're gonna meet the promoter. So we get there again, easy peasy.
Wait, we didn't go anywhere after Mr. Purple?
I don't think so. It
doesn't matter. Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah. So then we get there and oh my God, this is so funny. So we're waiting for the promoter. Like, we're in line. They're checking our IDs.
Harbor?
Yeah. And there's someone these two girls next to us. And like, they also said like, oh, we're with this person, whatever. And then they were like, he whispered to the guy and he was like, all right, $20 for y'all. Oh, we didn't even know the bouncer's name, low key.
Yeah,
like,
no, they asked Mila. They were like, "Oh,
yeah, they're like, who are you with?" And I just literally
yet.
pointed at the guy that we.
I saw your face,
which
and she was
horrible.
No, but she was struggling, and I was like, she better not put the tension on me because I don't know his name either. So she's like talking.
How are we getting this
to him? And
I don't even know the promoter.
And then she's like looks at me because I can tell she's gonna ask me for help, and I was like.
I
don't know either. Yeah, I was like, I don't remember either, so don't put me into this.
Yeah. So then
it was fine.
It was hilarious.
Oh,
so then,
the shoes thing too?
No, that's what I'm gonna mention.
Oh, okay.
So
was that both at Harbor?
I think so.
Probably. Keep
I
going.
think, yeah. And so then they look at the girl next to us and she's like, oh, we're with this person. He's like, all right, $20, whatever. And then they look down at her shoes and she had these literally like they're boots that come up to here, like your fur. Like they're cute, but they're like fur, right? They're not Uggs, but they're like literally like a Snooki vibes, I would say. That's how
but like in the middle of summer is also like girl.
Yeah, and so then they look at her shoes. They look down at her feet and they're like, "Shawty, I can't let you in with them shoes." I had to hold it not to die laugh. I was like, I'm about to break out in a fight.
Moment I had in my head because I was like,
I felt so bad for her friend because her friend was like, "Girl,
yeah," and like I told you, I was telling her, I was like, I was gonna help her out, but like I was gonna see like what they meant by that, like. Maybe we can see what we could do here. And I like, as if I'm like the bouncer, but I like looked down, see what she's wearing. And then I was like,
oh girl, I can't help you out there.
I was like, dang.
Yeah.
Her friend was like, kind of like, what? Her friend was like, what? What do you mean? She looks good.
Right. Yeah. And she's like, gorgeous. Yeah. But it was just not giving what needs to give. So then we enter and
the flight of hell is what you want to call it.
To enter to this place. And again, this is another like rooftop place.
Sorry to cut you off. There's an elevator Hermel told me about. I was livid and I was telling her, I was like, we were dying.
There had to be because I'm like, this makes no sense.
If you guys saw the stairs, it was literally like
because that makes sense now because that girl who was trash.
Yeah,
there's no way they could have got her.
You know where like we were getting our wristbands at, and how there was like a room behind him. Like
it was
there was an elevator. Yeah, whatever.
There's literally like a stairs to heaven, basically.
Yeah.
So my smart ass decided to do it in one go, and I'm in heels, so I decided to do it in one go. She's smart. She stops midway, and I could see her.
I thought I could do it.
Like catching her breath, and my ass thinking like I'm fit, I could do it, whatever. Here's the thing: my legs start to give out as I'm getting to the entrance of the club, and like at the club, I am not about to fall over. I'm not like my legs are shaking. And I should have took a break.
Her knees buckled
without the view of the you want to walk in cute and stuff. You don't know who's gonna be there, right? Like these are places where like the Kevin Harts of the world have been there and stuff. Like it's a very bougie place. So we, of course, I'm like, don't like my knees are about to give out. Of course, I make it, and then I wait for Mare, and of course she struts in all cute because she took a break.
Yeah.
5 steps down, like a smart one. So we get in, and then we get to our section, and this
remember
was
those
really
girls walking
nice.
down.
Oh my God, yeah. Like, woo, girl, good luck. like they felt us.
They're like, we felt you.
Yeah. And so then we get in. The section is really, really cute. The music is awesome. Again, there's moments where like I'm on my own just dancing and stuff like that.
I just like having a place to sit. You
Right.
mean?
Yeah. And I don't know why, but maybe I'm because I'm a little bit older now and I just don't go out as much. Not that I really went out before anyways, but like what is up with like the thing to do now when a guy is like approach you is like, hey, let's take shots. Like that's what it is. And I'm just like, I'm on a cocktail vibe now. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? Like something quick to do. But I'm like, if someone's like, hey, you want to grab a cocktail real quick with me? Like when was the last time a grown man stepped to you and say, hey, can we grab a cocktail together?
Like grab cocktails, yeah.
Like,
but I guess
drinks,
at the club.
I guess at the club, it's like shots, it's pour back, but it's quick and it's like, no.
No, but like, also I'm saying like in the sections, like they can't make you a cocktail. Do you mean?
That's true.
Like, all you could do, but you're right though. They could take you to the bar,
and let's get a Red Bull vodka. Like maybe not even a cocktail, but a drink.
They could definitely just go over there and do that.
Yeah. And so, like a couple people approached. And then the one thing I do want to mention is that at one point, Mary's just like near the table. And then I see a guy that I think is very attractive and I approach him. Or maybe I don't approach him, but I just make sure I'm in his eye. Yeah. Like his, what is it called?
Peripheral.
His eye, like his lane or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, girls do not do that. So we end up talking and then he was like, yeah, let me follow your Instagram or whatever. And so then I put in my Instagram, then he sees that my Instagram is public. And I want to know if this is a thing.
Like they comment too, like if that's weird or not.
Yeah. So I want you guys to comment because he goes, which I appreciate the honesty. Like I think this was more interesting to me than him being just like, oh, you're a baddie or whatever. Yeah. But he goes like, that's a red flag. And I was like, what is? And he was like, your Instagram is public. Like, why is it public? His is private, by the way. So I think that's better. If his was public, I'd be like, that yours is public. Same thing, yeah. So I want you guys to comment down below if you have gotten that before. I was
if
like,
your
wait,
Instagram
what?
is public, if that's a red flag.
If that's a red flag for men, like, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. So I was like, for what? And he was like, just like, that means you have people have easy access to. I'm like, huh?
That's what he said?
Like, yeah, that's what he kind of explained. So I was like, wait, what? But it was loud music. And then we connected for a little bit and then we ended up leaving. Yeah. But it was really nice. The bouncer or the promoter was really, really like, just made sure we had a good time. Yeah. And he's like, if you're ever out here, small world. He actually grew up in the area that we grew up, which is crazy. That's another TED Talk. But yeah, and then and then next day, so we get home, we sleep, and then we wake up.
That was the next day too.
Yeah. And then this is all in like 48 hours, guys. Yeah. And so then we get to
not even we get to. We've been talking about this spot.
To Bubby's, right? Yeah. This is like an iconic breakfast spot. The line is literally down the street. Like, it's ridiculous.
And we've been talking about it. Yeah. Like for the entire trip. Like, we should wake up at 8. Like, to the point where like we're like, should we leave home early from the club at like 2 so we can wake up on time? Like,
because this breakfast is iconic. Like, everyone talks about it. It looks delicious. And so then we end up getting ready, not going early, but going a little, like, getting ready intentionally and going. Yeah. I'm not even joking. This what it means that like God's on your side and we're intentional. We get out of the Uber
and not even.
I literally tried to walk up to line. This man approaches us and says, "How many?"
Before I even got the car.
Literally, yeah.
I wasn't even at the car yet. I just said, "Who are you talking to?"
Yeah. He was like, "Excuse me, how many?" And I was like, 2. And there's a fully in line. I'm at the back of it, and he just walks to the back. He's like, "Okay, this way." We walk in, we sit down, and I look at Mary. I'm like, "Wait, what just happened?" I'm like, "Wait, what happened?"
I was just.
Call it what you want. What I don't know what it is.
That's it.
Yeah, I was just like, wait, what's happening? And then we sit down, have the best breakfast.
You know, I still think about it. I still think about it.
Were insane.
I still think about it.
The lavender mimosa was delicious. We were on cloud 9.
Yeah. And some places like just don't live up to the hype. It's just like you just see it everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like no, like it genuinely it did something.
I don't know why everywhere you went. We're not going to say who, but you recognize someone that you knew from the internet or publicly in the store. Like, I'm like, what's going on here?
It was just so weird.
It was weird. Yeah. So we had a great time there. And then we walked around a little more because we had some time to kill before our bus. Mm-hmm. And then, we walked around, shopped a little bit.
We did go walk around Soho again.
Yeah. She tried to convince me to get these Prada sunglasses. I was responsible, so I'm going to wait for my next check.
She really knows how to do it to them because she's like trying it on. Like, yeah, maybe I would. And
it was just, And I was like, let me not right now. It's just not. Let me not.
You're responsible though, yeah.
So then we get back to the hotel and then we pack our things. Then we get to.
No, we already packed.
Yeah, we already packed. And then we get to the bus.
Yeah.
And then of course we get there and like the bus not there yet or whatever.
The one time we're early too.
Literally, yeah. And then we finally get on the bus. The most terrifying. This is why I don't do public transportation because I'm trying to wrap up this episode. Yeah. So then we get on the bus. Of course, this happens to us. As we're getting on the bus, like people are getting in and we're like maybe the 20th person to get in. People are already seated. In front of me as I'm walking, these 2 grown ass men start to get
I
into
forgot about that. Yeah.
a very aggressive fight. Like if it was any second longer, it would have gone physical.
And we're front hand like to it.
We're right in front of it because we're trying to walk past them. We're 2 rows behind them. This is why I don't take public transportation.
Yeah.
And so, or that type of, like, it was just, yeah. Or at least alone. It's just like 2 girls. It's just a thing. Yeah. Like, man, you'll never understand what it's like for women to move in this world. It's just a gnarly feeling and experience. It really is.
So then, gnarly. Like, are you from like Cali?
I don't know. Just use that word sometimes.
Keep going.
So then, they start bickering back and forth, and I didn't think about it until you thought about it. I was more afraid of the guy in the red shirt more than the other guy.
Yeah.
Because that guy was like, "What are you looking at?" Whatever, and they had to continue to. These grown ass men had to continue to sit next to each other.
That's the part where I was laughing because they just fought, and then now right after the man yelling is like his head is like leaning on his shoulder, like
literally not trying to like touch each other. Yeah, and it really was giving like, you're looking at me, I'm gonna do something about it. Like that's what it wasn't like. It wasn't giving and logical.
Now babies are like crying, and it's like,
oh my god,
just becoming disruptive. Like,
oh my god, the at one point there's a little baby like in front of them looking at them, and this guy, the grown ass man in the red shirt who's been yapping this entire time, he looks at and he's like, he doesn't know. I don't think he knew that baby.
No,
I don't think. And he was like, hey little girl, like anyone like get out of my face, like anyone not tell you, like no one tell you to not look at a grown man's face. And the little girl starts crying. I'm like, oh, this is what I mean, where people could have arguments, but clearly you're not sane because you're yelling at a 2-year-old, and she starts crying. I'm like, she's just curious, and also you're yelling and bringing attention to you. That made me feel so bad. I'm like, oh, you're just like not a.
No, but that also means like we're collateral damage. If you're a 2-year-old, like, oh my god, knock us out.
But I don't know why. I was glad that we're sitting behind them instead of in front of them.
Yeah, I didn't want to be.
If something were to happen, they have to move that way instead of coming back to us. And so when we sit down, it was a little anxious, and then it was quiet. And then again, we're on the bus. We smell so many farts going back. Like, it was just ridiculous. I'm like, what? Mara, is that you? Is that me? I don't know what's happening.
I was like, one of my friends, I was like, text her on the bus, and I'm like, hey, like, this is just so bad. Like, this is so foul. And she's like, what that? She's like, I would have farted back. Cause she's like, yeah, they're not going to be going through this. Help. Yeah. I was like, why are you adding to the cause?
Right. Yeah. That doesn't help. And so then so then we get back home, and then we call an Uber. Sorry guys, still trying to figure this out. So yes, that was our New York trip. Very eventful, literally jam-packed in 48 hours, thanks to this girl right here. Yeah. Like, can we just rest for a second?
You though, like you're a soldier, you're a trooper.
I think so. So that was our story. Comment down below if you guys like our episodes like this. If you guys like just girls only, I feel like you're just basically like a co-host now. I know. And then comment down below any guests that you guys also want to have.
I think you could pull like a Bobby, like whatever her last name, like all top, and like I'll ask people if they, like, famous people, if they can come on. I mean, I don't have any connects to them, but just find a way.
Oh my god, yeah. Like, yeah, I'll tell you who I have in my DMs right now. That's really, really exciting. Yeah. I'll show you in a second.
Okay.
Or like this particular person I'm in a DM with, Drake follows him.
No.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I'm excited. Yeah.
That. And also your friend that does music, what's his name?
Oh, Jay Banny. He's gonna come on.
Oh,
yeah. He's coming on. Yeah. Leaf is gonna come on. It's gonna be really exciting. Yeah. So again, guys, comment down below what you guys think about this episode. What other topics you guys want us to talk about as well. I really do think part of this is I do want to share my life with you guys. Because I think that's a great way to kind of get to know what this podcast is about as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm getting more comfortable with you guys. I'm finding that I am getting more comfortable with So thanks again for watching this video. Again, comment, subscribe, drop a view or review, please. That helps me out a lot.
Share if you can too.
And share. Ooh, podcaster, love that. Please share. And we'll see you next time. Take care, guys.
Bye, guys.